In today's world where downsizing, benchmarking, and retrenchment are norms for industries to survive, you young professionals out there are the collateral damage and the first ones to lose a job. Then, is there a solution which can help you survive? The solution is there, and it is for you to develop your personal branding, that is, brand you. The brand you increases your visibility and marketability and is your insurance in the job market. We often think that branding is something done by the business and companies only. But the truth in today's world is that every student needs to become a brand, that is to develop a personal brand, and that is brand you. And that can be seen and can help you survive. I'm Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, a veteran Indian Air Force officer on a mission to empower young professionals to take flight and reach the sky. Join me as I share my life stories and combine it with my experiments and experience in training. It has helped me generate an actionable smart effort process to build the brand you. This brand you will help you discover your North Star and deliver performance beyond expectation. To keep you posted, do click on the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on the episodes. It is said that today's colleges offer opportunities to students to identify and develop their strengths before entering the professional world. A truly noble cause indeed. But in reality, the issues on entry to a professional college is very different. The college presumes that you students will take responsibility of your own progress. They expect you to find your own motivation, refine your behavioral traits, and learn to project yourself as needed. They expect you to know how to plan, how to follow through, how to review, and how to evaluate the direction you want to go by the time you leave college. And your future employers, on the other hand, expect you to have a good understanding of yourself and of the job you are getting in. In reality, nothing like this happens in college, and it's a fact. In today's world, the proverbial career ladder which one would climb once he gets a job does not exist anymore. It has been replaced by the term career lattice, which is more of a snake and ladder game, where you avoid the snakes that can pull you down and find those ladders that can take you up. Thus, it's up to you to own your career and take steps towards securing your professional future. That is where your personal branding, that is brand you, will be your Brahmastra to increase your visibility and marketability, thus setting up yourself for success. So join me along with young Vijay in the next hands-on episode by clicking the link. We will ensure that you will develop brand you and deliver performance beyond expectation. Jai Hind. On seeing the name Coke or hearing the name Amitabh Bachchan, do we assert certain qualities like energy or credibility to these brands? How do people react when they hear your name? What words do they associate with you? Well, I'm Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, a veteran Indian Air Force officer on a mission to empower young professionals like you to reach the skies. Come, join me as I share real-life stories and combine it with experiments to help the brand you and deliver performance beyond expectation. Think, what words will people use to describe you? Be honest to yourself. Now think, what words you want people to use to describe you. That's your brand, that's brand you. Do you see a difference? Is it how you want to be seen? When you look at our friends, Vijay, George, Usha and Suresh, doesn't a certain kind of image come to our mind? In case you do not know these friends, click on the link above to meet them. Don't their names create a three-dimensional image in our minds? We would say Vijay as a depressed fat guy trying to get to terms with himself, a kind of loser. On the other hand, Usha is seen as a dominant, caring girl. But then George comes out as a poised, confident, influencing type of person. and Suresh as an intelligent, happy, and introvert type. Just see the number of attributes to describe these four friends: depressed, loser, dominant, caring, poised, confident, influence, intelligent, happy, introvert. These are just a few of the innumerable terms that is used to describe a person. Don't we often ask, यार ये बंदा कैसा है, और यार ये बंदी कैसी है, or partner, what do you think of that professor? Or you may be describing a classmate of yours to another friend, dude, this guy is good, okay? He's a person you can depend on. अरे यार ये तो मस्त बंदा है. Or this guy is good in Python programming, and etc. Remember, all these are your statements, but influenced by the persona of that professor or of that individual, which is his personality as seen by the outside world, but curated by that individual knowingly or unknowingly. Mind blowing, is it not? In case you're enjoying this episode, do subscribe. Thank you. That means, friends, you too have a public persona, which is brand you. Like what we see when we see the word Coke or we hear the name Amitabh Bachchan, you associate qualities like energy, credibility. But then how do people react when they hear your name? What words do they associate with you? To visualize how you are described, you need to do an exercise. First, find all the words that can be associated with you and with your character. Then find that one word that would describe you completely. It's really a work of brilliance to find that word that will be your leading attribute. You do not have to restrict yourself with the words which I have used. But the aim is to find what represents you, like Coke or like brand Amitabh Bachchan. So you young professional out there, what is your brand recall? How do people react when they hear your name? Try answering these two questions. What words do you want them to associate with you? What words do you want them to think about? Understand the difference in the question. Take time and be truthful to yourself as you write them down. Bye till the next episode. Jai Hind. How can a student, not being the topper in the college, bag the top job offered during the campus recruitment? Are companies and employers looking beyond academic achievements during the selection? Come join me and let's find out what that secret is. I'm Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, your performance augmenter and an IF veteran. Remember, Vijay, our friend, was still recovering in the college hospital. Oh, in case you missed knowing Vijay and his friends, click on the link above and get to know them better. It was post-lunch and suddenly Suresh, Vijay's friend, enters the ward and looks at Vijay with excitement and says, "Did you know about George? He's been selected by the Beetle Corporation for a staggering package today." Vijay sat up and said, "What? That's great news, but how did he manage it? He's not the topper in academics in his batch. What was that then the Beetle Corporation saw in him?" Suresh said, "Yes, that is the talk of the college. The placement officer said that the Beetle Corporation was mega impressed by the way he conducted himself during the interview." Yeah, I know. He's a great guy and he's got a great attitude too," said Vijay. "I know that's what you will say," said Suresh, "because you are a big fan of him and he's your hero and coach, isn't it? But what I want to know is what Beetle Corporation saw in him to give him such a mega offer." Vijay said, "I know one thing. This guy, as an organizer of the college arts festival, displayed great leadership in getting the warring faction of students to compromise and cooperate." "Yes," said Suresh, "I agree. Getting all the students from different states to work as one is no easy task, and no doubt an achievement. It made the fest such a grand success and it was all in the papers. But there needs to be more in what the Beetle Corporation saw in him," said Suresh. "We need to ask him." and how he hacked that interview. But one thing special about him, said Suresh, is the clarity with which he talks and expresses himself. The way Suresh and Vijay were discussing the success of George brings out many facets of George's personality. We know top employers get hundreds of CVs of young applicants with the same academic qualifications. But then, how do companies differentiate and make the selection? At college, George was not the topper in academics, but a good and above average student. This means companies look beyond academic achievements when they hire. So the reason why companies take trouble to come physically and interview candidates before they make the offer is to evaluate the individual in total and check if they are making the right selection. If academic achievement was the only consideration, students would not have been asked to submit CVs. So, how are you differentiating yourself in the job market today? What, according to you all, could have got George selected for the top job? What could be the reason? Let me know in the comment section. And in the next episode, we will catch George and find out what happened with him in the interview and what you suspect is true or not. Signing off is your performance augmenter, Jai Hind. Till next time. What is the importance of academic achievements? How did this student, not being the topper, bag the top job offered during the campus recruitment? What are companies and employees looking for? And how much of value is given for academic achievement in getting a job? Come join me and let's find out the secret of getting hired. I'm your performance augmenter, Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, an IF veteran. Our friend George had become the talk of the college because of his selection by the BT Corporation, and that too with a mind-blowing package. However, that evening, George, on his way back from the track, came to see Vijay recovering in the college hospital. By the way, you know Vijay's gang of friends. In case not, just click on the link above to know more about them. His friend Suresh, who was sitting next to Vijay, saw George walking into the ward. He jumped and ran to congratulate him. There was a new bounce in George's walk. He was all smiles. What he had achieved was commendable. Vijay too sat up and started clapping, saying, "Good show, George, good show, good show. But please tell us how you influenced the interview board and what is your secret?" Suresh too joined in and said, please tell us what is the secret. Because of their relationship, George agreed to give them a first-hand account of how he got selected. He said, I'm an average student. And we all know in today's world, it's difficult for an average student to outshine. This thought used to keep playing on my mind very often. And some months back, I was searching for some specific information on the web when your video caught my attention. It said, "Develop brand you for success in life." It got me a little curious and I clicked on it. It talked about the importance of personal branding and how to develop brand me. It was something I had not realized or valued much up to this time. Well, going through that video, it made me realize that the prospective employers are evaluating you in total and want to find if you are a fit for their company. The coach in that video compared each of us fresh graduates as products on a supermarket shelf. Like when we go into a supermarket, each product on the shelf is screaming at us. Take me, I'm special, I'm capable of doing this thing, take me, I'm 50% more efficient than the others. The other one on the corner is shouting, I'm more capable, I can do this and this. But then as a buyer, we look at all those products and pick what fits our requirement. This fit may be because of the list of ingredients in it. It may be because of the features it is offering, or it may be just the packaging in which it is. And there could be many more such attributes. Hence, the final selection will be of that product that satisfies most of the buyer's requirement. I found this concept interesting and I joined his webinar, Building Brand You. It gave me a great insight and practical tips of how to make myself a more distinguishable brand. I worked on those points and it did help. Vijay interjected saying, tell us how building the brand you helped you getting this envious placement. George said, see, when the Beetle Corporation first posted its campus recruitment plan, I went through the JDs, that is the job descriptions for the slots they were planning to recruit us. I found that it matched my requirement. And it also looked that I had most of the skills they were wanting. But as you know, getting into Beetle Corporation is a dream for all final year students like us. Thus, most of us will be applying, and that was the problem. During the training on brand building, we were taught that it is up to us to differentiate ourselves based on our strengths so that we stand out in the job supermarket shelf. This differentiation helps one to get noticed and they start seeing you as a better product. So if you want to know what your single most competitive edge is, just look into the mirror. That is right. It is you, and it is you, said George. But the sad thing is that most of us don't know ourselves. To build your brand, you need to know yourself and your personality traits. Suresh immediately asked, how did you know your personality trait? To which George said, see, there was this online test during the brand building training. They evaluate you and help you identify your personality type, and by that, we come to know our strength and our weaknesses. Friends, just for your information, in case you all want to know what is your personality type, please click on the link below. Coming back to the discussion between George and Vijay and Suresh, George continued saying, based on the JD, I customized my CV to align with the requirements of Beetle Corporation. I also rearranged my document folder to project my strong points. On the day of selection, Beetle Corporation conducted a series of comprehensive tests to evaluate if we met the basic competence criteria. I felt I had done fairly well and was sure to be called for the interview. Suresh immediately interrupted and said, but George, all the others from your batch would have done the same. How did you sell yourself, or I should say outsell yourself? Yes, you may be right, they may have done the same, but then my brand building training had given me some more tools that helped me plan on how I should project myself to the interview. We all know there are standard questions most interviews board guys ask, but the strategy is to answer them differently and lead them to see the brand in me, which is my USP, that is my unique selling proposition. So, you were able to fool the interviewing team, said Vijay, smiling. Of course not, said George. I did not trick them or fool them. I made them see my special skills and make them realize I am the right candidate. So tell us how you did it, said Suresh. George said, see, like in sports, during any competition, we evaluate the individuals who are competing against us. Then develop a strategy to compete using our strengths to overcome them in their vulnerable areas and thus win. The same strategy was taught to us during the brand building exercise. That is to know your personality trait. It helps you identify the areas in which you are strong, and now using those strengths, how to market yourself and make the interviewing person feel that you are the best they can get. That is all. I did precisely this. Like you all, Suresh and Vijay had many more questions they wanted to ask George. But we'll leave it for the next episode. As I sign off, think, how are you building your brand you? And how are you making yourself stand out on that big shelf in the job supermarket? Well, this is your performance augmenter signing off for the day and is always there to help you deliver performance beyond expectations. Jai Hind. Friends, please do not waste your time watching this video in case you're not interested in building the brand you and your brand value. Remember, you are your insurance for getting hired or fired. Well, I'm Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, your performance augmenter and an Indian Air Force veteran. Taking off from where we left in the last episode, where Suresh and Vijay had a number of questions. The first question that Suresh blurted out the moment George said he had worked on a strategy to project himself for the interview was, George, what was that strategy you made? Well, friends, in case you missed the previous episode, click the link above and watch them. Continuing with George. George, in his right earnestness, answered Suresh saying, during my brand building training, I was given a book to read called How the World Sees You by Sandy Hogshead. In it, she quoted a Forbes research finding that indicated that 85% of an individual's success is due to skills in human engineering. That is, your personality and ability to communicate, negotiate, and lead. Shockingly, only 15% is due to technical knowledge. Pondering on it, I realized that there were many students who were like me or better than me in academics, said George. And academics played only a small part in that overall branding of an individual. Thus, employers would be forced to look at other components of brand you. I was told to list out the areas I felt I was better than the rest of my friends and my batchmates. We were further made to realize that in the battle against competition, our talent and skills are hopelessly lost until we find a way to project ourselves and let people know about it. So the obvious next question we had was, how do we showcase it? The book and the training tells us about the 9-second rule. That is, every time you introduce yourself, you have about 9 seconds to engage with the listener. That is your window of opportunity for connecting. If you earn the interest of your audience during those 9 seconds, they are more likely to engage with you further. If you fail to add some sort of value in that golden window, they are less likely to listen to what you say, let alone remember or act on it. So in short, it all begins with a first impression. As the old saying says, first impression is the best impression. This first impression continues further to build your loyalty and value. So in the 9 seconds, said George, I had to sell myself. I had to tell them, I not only match the rest, but I am different. And then fascinate my prospective employers by my advantages that I bring to the table. Remember, when competition increases, strength doesn't matter. Differences matter more. When everyone else offers more or less the same product or service, you need to fascinate your future employee or customer by leading them to your different advantages you have. So friends, how do you differentiate ourselves? That too from the crowd. Some food for thought for you all. In the next episode, we will see how George learned to differentiate himself so as to be seen as the best fit for the company interviewing him. As I leave you, I request you all to do a small exercise. Think how you would introduce yourself to get the needed attention of an interviewing panel. Remember, you only have 9 seconds. Do like, comment, subscribe as we work together to develop brand you and deliver performance beyond expectation. Jai Hind. Are you content being just a mechanical engineer, an electronics engineer, or a computer science specialist? If not, then this episode is for you. Join me, Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, an Indian Air Force veteran and a performance augmenter, and a personal brand strategist. Come with me as we embark on a journey to build and cultivate your unique personal brand. Remember the 9-second rule we discussed in our previous episode? It states that every time you introduce yourself, you have approximately 9 seconds to captivate the listener. Within this brief window of opportunity, you have to establish a connection. If you manage to engage your audience during this crucial 9 seconds, they are most likely to remain attentive and receptive. However, failure to convey value within that golden window time frame may result in your message falling on deaf ears. In essence, your actions and words during those initial moments are pivotal in making a lasting first impression. The second challenge, if you remember, that our friend George faced was the competition. It is important to remember that there are countless other young engineers vying for the same opportunity, armed with similar academic achievements. As the level of competition increases, the importance of highlighting your unique qualities become even more pronounced. When everyone offers comparable products or service, you have to impress your potential employer by emphasizing that distinct advantage you bring to the table. Right? So, to help you visualize this concept, let's conduct a small exercise. Visualize yourself strolling through the supermarket, except this time, envision yourself as a product on one of the shelves. Suppose you are a hand washing soap comprising of the basic ingredients as all other soaps. All soaps, including yours, fulfill the fundamental purpose of washing and cleaning. However, as you survey this shelf, you notice hundreds of other soaps, many of them specifically tailored for hand washing, each soap competing for the customer's attention. Now let's shift our focus to the buyer's perspective. Your prospective employer assumes the role of the buyer. Entering the soap section of the supermarket, naturally, he would encounter a vast array of soaps. But he has arrived with a specific requirement in mind. That is, he wants to buy a hand washing soap. Similarly, when a company visits your campus for a campus interview, they have a specific need such as hiring 10 mechanical engineers. Now, as the buyer pursues the hand washing soap section, he encounters various brands. All of them serve the primary purpose of hand hygiene. However, these soaps are packaged differently. Some are solid, some are liquid, some are natural, some are eco-friendly, some are affordable, while others are luxury brands. And some of them are packaged very attractively, and some of them are packaged very dull. Naturally, the diversity available on the shelf complicates the buyer's decision, making this process difficult. If you were the only brand there, the choice would have been very easy. However, the hand washing soap that stands out due to its unique branding and added value that it brings above the basic requirement is the one that is going to get selected. Likewise, a mechanical engineer who differentiates himself effectively and convinces the employer that they are bringing exceptional value and additional skills to the table will undoubtedly be chosen. As I conclude, I encourage you to take some time for a personal exercise. Ponder, how can you differentiate yourself? Are you a plain vanilla engineer, or do you possess some additional skills or qualities that set you apart? In our next episode, we will dwell into how George planned to differentiate himself and position himself as the ideal candidate for the interview. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as we journey together to develop brand you and deliver performance beyond expectations. Jai Hind. Hello, did you know that the way you walk tells a lot about the brand you? From the moment you approach, the interviewing officer, your personal brand, is already in the communicating mode. The interviewing team is already forming their initial impression of you based on those non-verbal signals being sent by you. But here is the exciting part. We can influence what is being conveyed. So, join me, Ranjit Isaac, an Indian Air Force veteran, a performance augmenter, and a personal brand strategist, as we together uncover the secrets of non-verbal communication in developing brand you. In the previous episode, George shared his remarkable success in securing an impressive job offer, despite having an average CGPA. The key to his success was his understanding of the power of personal branding. As George was speaking about branding, you remember Suresh, his friend, interjected and said, "You talk of brand? I saw a YouTube video in which a gray-haired guy was comparing us young engineers to a soap on a supermarket shelf. Is it not ridiculous? We are not a product that can be produced in a factory and packaged to be put on a shelf in such a way to attract a buyer." George said, no, my friend, you got it wrong. You missed the point. You may not be a physical product, but we are all like products in the sense we can package ourselves to attract employers. Think of our engineering college as a factory that produces engineers. While the college ensures that all graduates meet that basic requirement, some individuals go that extra mile. They acquire additional skills and develop a unique packaging that makes them stand out from the rest. It's like the difference between a Maruti and a BMW, even though they both are cars, isn't it? Now, friends, do you realize that your personal brand is that non-verbal signal you send out, creating a brand presence? It speaks volume even before you have uttered a word. Your body language, your facial expressions, your eye contact, your posture, your hand gestures, even the way you walk are all communicating something. The packaging you consciously acquire or develop during your engineering course enhances your perceived value, and that becomes your brand. Suresh piped in again and said, "But how can you project this branding during that brief interaction we have with this interviewing team?" George said, "Remember, your brand is that non-verbal signal you send out. It is what people feel and say when they interact with those signals, even in your absence. Your entire self is involved in it, not just your CGPA. Do you realize that branding can break whatever advantage your CGPA has got you?" "So you mean to say," said Suresh, "body language is a crucial component for personal branding?" "That's right," said George. Friends, but before we dwell deeper into these aspects, let's conduct an exercise. Let's focus on the way we walk. It reveals a lot about us. Record yourself walking in different situations, such as entering an interview room or a classroom while the lecture is already in progress. Then review the footage, paying attention to specific points. Note your head position, your facial expressions, your eye contact, your shoulder posture, your hand movement, your feet angle, your step size, and your walking speed. Make a note of it. And in the next episode, we'll dwell deeper into each of these aspects and see how we can use them to our advantage. By understanding non-verbal communications, you can work to enhance your brand. In the meantime, observe and discover yourself as we work together to develop brand you and help you deliver performance beyond expectation. And Jai Hind. Hi friends, welcome to the next episode. I received a message from a young friend who asked me, "Sir, is my walk so important?" My answer was a resounding yes. Yes. So today, we will dwell on the importance of your walking style and how it contributes in projecting brand you. We will learn how walk matters and how you can harness its potential. Well, I'm Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, your performance augmenter, an Air Force veteran. So let's get started. Think of the introductory scene in a mega movie where the hero strides onto the screen with a distinct gait. It's not just the cinematic effect, but it covers a powerful message to the audience. The hero's confident walk, accompanied by music and slow motion, exudes a sense of purpose. But strip away the theatrics, and you'll notice his deliberate long strides, hand swing, elevated chest, steady head, focused gaze, and the relaxed facial expression. The hero is projecting an image of self assurance and confidence. If an actor can evoke so much of emotions through their performance, so can't we? I presume many of you would have critically evaluated the videos you recorded as suggested in the previous episode. Some of you may have been taken aback by what you saw, questioning that, is this how I walk? But there's good news, my friends. You can consciously develop your own style of walking, the one that conveys poise and confidence. You don't have to mimic the iconic walks of Mohanlal or Rajnikant. If they can fake it on the screen and make us believe that they are a confident personality, it means we can learn it too. It's embodying those same emotions through subtle traits. Continuing with the conversation George was having with Vijay and Suresh from the last episode, George said, do you know, guys, I realized the importance of joining the NCC, that's the National Cadet Corps, in the college. It taught us how to walk tall. Our army instructors were instrumental in teaching us how to march, but it was more than that. They were imparting a lifelong lesson of how to carry ourselves with confidence. Vijay piped in and said, okay, that is the reason one can generally spot an armed forces personnel in a crowd by their distinct posture and walk. Absolutely, said George. The army drill instructors train us, that is the cadets, to march for all ceremonial occasions. But that training in marching develops that unique, graceful walk, even if we are not marching. During the drill exercise, the instructors would constantly remind us to keep our stomach in, chest out, saying, that's the way a Fauji, that's a soldier, walks. They used to tighten our belt so much that relaxing our stomach muscles would make it strain against the belt and we would again pull it back. And now, if my belt is not tight, I feel something is amiss, even today. But I realized the true value of this NCC training only during our body language module in the brand building training. We learn the same principles that a confident walk is characterized by a medium-paced, self-assured stride where we hold our heads and chest high, pull our shoulders back, maintains one's center of gravity between your chest and shoulders and not on your hips or knees, just like we were taught in NCC. So friends, developing the correct walking style and learning to carry yourself with confidence can have profound impact on the impression you give to others and to the world as a whole. As I conclude today, I have to ask you, or I want to give a task to you. Make a conscious effort to walk with your stomach in, chest out, and avoid looking down. Feel the surge of self-confidence that accompanies this posture. Let me know your experiences in the comment section. There's more to learn about how to develop your walk, and we'll dwell into it in our next module. For now, keep walking tall as we build brand new and deliver performance beyond expectations. Jai Hind. Welcome to another intriguing episode where we explore the hiring strategy of a company that defies convention. Recently, in an article in the Times of India, highlighted a company that intentionally avoids top-ranked colleges and students and instead conducts off-campus drives targeting students from lesser-known institutions and underprivileged backgrounds. Isn't it different? Come, join me, Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, an Indian Air Force veteran and a performance augmenter and your personal brand strategist, as we dwell deeper into what companies value in its new hires. According to the CEO and founder, Mr. Raja Babu, this company doesn't recruit solely based on academic ranking. While he says being academically strong is considered necessity, they believe in the power of their training routines to equip recruits with the knowledge and skills needed. Mark those words. Come, let's break this statement to gain insight into the company's hiring philosophy. First of all, they don't require top-ranking academic performance, but rather seek above-average performance who possess other valuable qualities. And this is where your professional brand comes into play. Let's revisit our friend George's story. He had secured a position at the top company despite being just an average performer academically. George had utilized the skills he had acquired during his personal brand building training. Remember, the purpose of brand building or brand you is to project the real you, allowing people to see your true potential and notice that you're different from the rest. In our last episode, George had recounted how joining the NCC, he was able to correct his walking style and realize the significance of maintaining a confident posture, that is stomach in, chest out, and walking tall. His posture serves as the foundation for displaying a confident personality. One of our mentees raised an important concern, stating that constantly marching like we do in the NCC might attract ridicule of people in public. That's absolutely true, I said. You are not expected to march everywhere. That would indeed draw negative attention. The key takeaway in learning to march is the learning to maintain correct body posture. Look at the figure. It shows the difference between a military posture and a normal posture. By learning to march, you correct the imbalance in your body and learn the correct normal posture. That is the posture we are expected to maintain at all times. It represents a relaxed and subtle spine position which aligns with the healthy, correct posture recommended by doctors. By adopting the correct posture of stomach in, chest out, you not only breathe better, but you enhance your self-confidence. This posture forms the foundation of developing a proper walking style. Obviously, your next question will be, what is this proper walking style? Well, friends, on an average, an adult should maintain a step length of about 2.2 to 2.5 feet. Look at the figure to realize what a step length is. And to find your correct step length, multiply your height in feet with a factor of 0.43. Now, try to constantly incorporate this step length into your walk so that it becomes second nature to you. Yes, this would require initially to have a focused effort. Once this becomes your natural step, now try to take a slightly larger step. That's about 2 to 3 inches more. Initially, you may feel it unfamiliar, but it adds to a sense of direction, purpose, and confidence in your walk. Research globally has shown that individuals who take slightly longer steps than their normal strides are perceived as more confident. Remember, now there's still more to learn about developing your walk, and we'll well onto it in our next module. In the meantime, keep learning to walk tall and striding confidently as we continue to build brand new and deliver performance beyond expectations. Jai Hind. Welcome back. In our last episode, I promised to dwell deeper into the secrets of developing your walk. And today, we are going to explore an unexpected but revealing source of information, the sole of your shoe. Join me, Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, an Indian Air Force veteran, a performance augmenter, and your personal brand strategist as we develop Brand You. Have you ever wondered why your shoe sole wear in a particular way? Well, it turns out that our posture and the way we walk have a lot to do with it. The base of your shoe can reveal a wealth of information about your walking efficiency. By observing the wear pattern on your shoe, you can gain insight onto how your foot flexes while walking. Look at the figure. The most worn areas in your shoe indicate your walking style, your gait, and how your posture is contributing to it. The figure shows the left leg. If your ankle leans outward, it means that the wear pattern on your shoe reflects an imbalance in your spine alignment. For example, if your right foot wears more, it suggests that you place more weight on your right foot while walking, causing again a misalignment in your spine. The figure depicts different types of imbalances. Many of us knowingly or unknowingly adopt such stance and maintain it as we walk. The best way to ensure correct posture is to follow the hack. Stomach in, chest out, and head held high. Now, ladies, I know many of you have some questions, especially about wearing heels. Well, let me assure you that when wearing high heels, maintaining good posture becomes easier due to the heels on your shoes. Your back naturally straightens to maintain the balance, and as a result, your overall posture improves. However, it's essential to find a balance and be mindful of wearing high heels for extended periods of time to avoid other potential problems. Well, girls, the good news is high heels enhances confidence and grace. But remember to have your shoulders back and chest out and chin up to maintain a healthy posture. This will make you more aware of your movements while wearing heels. It will lead to more graceful and elegant, confident strides. Heels of any shoe will show signs of wear which are due to fair wear and tear. And minor wear on the inside or outside can be corrected by conscious effort. But if you notice abnormal wear as seen in the images, it's worth consulting a foot care specialist. They may recommend specially designed insoles to correct any imbalance. A good posture significantly reduces back stress and can prevent and alleviate low back pain and knee pain. As we conclude today, I would encourage you to examine your shoes and see what they reveal about your walking style. Remember, there's more, still more to learn about your walk, and we'll dive deeper in our next episode. In the meantime, keep walking tall, striding confidently as we continue to build brand new and deliver performance beyond expectations. Jai Hind. Welcome back, friends. Do you know there is a connection between modern cars and your feet? Just like vehicles require wheel alignment for a smooth ride and tire life, your feet also needs proper alignment for efficient functioning. Come, join me, Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, an Air Force veteran and a performance mentor, as we discover this fascinating connection between your foot and the alignment systems used in cars. In our last episode, we learned about the problem when your ankles are not properly aligned. The wear patterns on the soles of your shoe would be reflected. If it is leaning outwards, it's an indication that your posture needs to be corrected and your spine needs to be straightened. If it's not done, it could lead problems with your spine and your knees. Similarly, high positive or negative camber in high-speed cars can wear tires quickly and also impact the vehicle's handling negatively. Thus, having the right camber ensures that the outside of the tire is not overheated during the turns, and it further improves the road handling qualities. So, it is somewhat similar to what happens if our legs are not aligned. Now, let's look at the other parameters of wheel alignment. Toe in or toe out. Now take a moment, look down at your feet. If your toes point inwards, it's medically called pigeon feet, akin to a toe in on a vehicle. If your toes point outwards, it's called duck feet. It's similar to a toe out on a car. Feet positioned parallelly represent a correct zero toe. Consider normal, and it's considered as the normal alignment. Misaligned feet can lead to knee problems and back pain and affect your walk, making it less elegant and confident. Duck feet. The most common foot issue is akin to the iconic Charlie Chaplin walk. Though it may not seem problematic initially, our body is like an optimally built structure. Bend or twist a single member and the entire structure becomes stressed and unstable. While it may not cause immediate harm, prolonged duck feet posture can wear your joints out impair your sports performance, and increase injury risk. Understanding what's happening is the first step to correcting your posture. Turning a foot out causes the foot's arch to collapse slightly. The more your foot turns out, the knee too turns out. Flatter the foot becomes, greater the problem which are associated with. Unfortunately, many people don't recognize duck feet as a problem. Next time you're out on a walk, observe those around you and you'll notice a significant percentage of population with outturned feet. If it's one feet that is turned out, most probably it's going to be the right feet. And if both feet are turned out, it is going to be men because it's very common among men. If the problem of duck feet is an acquired trait, there is a lot you can do to address it. Start by identifying and quitting bad habits that contribute to the issues. That is, stop using flip-flops or chappals extensively. These could be one of the bad habits which are causing. They may seem convenient, but they can lead to foot and ankle problems. Explore Google for foot and ankle mobility drills that are available online. These are helpful resources in case you notice you have this kind of feet. Friends, all I have to tell you that there's so much more to know about how to develop your walk, which we will talk in the next module. In case you're finding value, do subscribe. For now, let's work on aligning our feet and our knees. Remember, stomach in, chest out, and keep walking tall. And together, we will improve brand you to deliver performance beyond expectations. Jai Hind. Welcome everyone to another exciting episode of Developing That Confident Walk. I'm Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, an Indian Air Force veteran and your performance mentor. Today, we are going to dive into the 4 tips for mastering the art of confident walking and building that brand you. Confident walking is more than just a means to get from point A to point B. It is an essential aspect of projecting a powerful and positive image. Just look at this actor entering a room with that unwavering self-assurance, has heads turning, and is exuding that charisma. Today, I'll be sharing 4 valuable secrets that will help you achieve that confident walk. Tip 1. Stand tall. A good posture is the foundation of having a confident walk. Stand up straight, shoulders back, chest out. Imagine that you have a crane hook gently pulling you up from the top of your head. This visualization will help you align your spine and create a strong and erect posture. The benefit of developing these postures are immense. It not only improves your breathing, but the more oxygen you get taken heightens your feeling of self-worth and brings in a perception of confidence. It is something easily noticed by people around you. Tip 2. Stomach in. Engage your core muscles. Tighten your abdominal muscles. Envision your belly button is being pulled in towards your spine. This is simple. It not only maintains a good posture, but also provides stability to your core and prevents the damage to your spine. For all the ladies out there, please pay special attention to your posture while wearing heels. It's crucial for your physical health. Tip 3. Step right. As you take each step, ensure that its length suits your height. It should not be too small or it should not be too wide. In my previous video, I explained how to find the right stride length for your height. You can check the video. The link is provided above. Remember, maintaining a slightly larger length than your calculated stride length will give you a walk with a sense of purpose and an air of authority. Avoiding rushing or dragging your feet, and make sure your feet lands comfortably on the heel and rolls onto the toe. And don't forget about your arms. Keep them relaxed and naturally swinging on your sides. Tip 4. Chin level. While walking, make a conscious effort to maintain a head position such that your chin is level with the ground. Pushing your chin up can make you look arrogant, and pushing your chin down conveys a lack of confidence. Hold your chin level and couple it with a focused gaze. Look straight ahead. neither at the sky nor on the ground. This demonstrates confidence and a showing that you're aware and engaged with the world around you. And finally, here's a bonus tip. Smile. A warm, genuine smile can work wonders. As the old English says going, a smile can launch 1,000 ships. Not only does it boost your confidence, but it also makes you approachable and leaves a positive impression on the people around you. As we conclude today's episode, I encourage you to practice these 4 simple tips regularly. To know more about these tips, please check out our previous videos at @success_captain. Trust me, you'll be amazed at the small adjustments which can transform the way you walk and how others perceive you. Remember, confidently walking is not showing off, but about displaying your best self. It's a reflection of your inner strength, self-belief. Embrace uniqueness and walk with certainty that you're capable. So remember, 3SC, that is, stand tall, stomach in, step right, and chin level, are the 4 secrets to walk confidently. We'll stay tuned for more episodes on building brand you and delivering performance beyond expectation. Until then, keep practicing and walking confidently. Jai Hind. Welcome everyone. Another episode of Developing That Confident Walk. I'm Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, an Air Force veteran and your performance mentor. Today, we're diving into a topic that many of you have been curious about. How to use your hands while mastering the art of confident walking and building that unique brand you. Have you ever wondered what your arm swing says about your posture, about your persona, and even about your health? It's incredible how much insight we can gain about ourselves by simply observing the way we move our arms while walking. The way we swing our arms is not just about aesthetic. It reflects our inner confidence and overall well-being. But before we dive in, let's address a common question. One of my mentees asked me, "Sir, I have improved my walk over the weeks, but I'm not sure what to do with my hands." Well, today, we're going to unravel the secret of proper arm swing that align with confident walking. And the variations, when we walk, our arms naturally swing. It's basically to counterbalance our leg movements. But did you know that the arm swing is generated by your core? It involves your entire body and it can reveal a lot about your confidence, posture, and about your health. A well-directed arm swing can portray confidence and good health, while an absent arm swing might indicate timidity or potential health concerns, even to such disease as Parkinson's. So let's explore some of the arm swing variations and their meaning. We'll look at the normal arm swing. The normal arm swing is when your arms move forward in a relaxed manner and on the opposite side of your swinging leg. Your elbows must remain relaxed and not bent unless you are doing power walking. The arm should move forward at a similar speed of the opposite leg and reach nearly the same angle. Remember, it's the reverse rotation of your core that naturally swings your arm. Keep your palms facing inward and let your arm swing with ease. Let's look at another variation. No arm swing. This can make you appear like a robot and lacking personality. For younger generations, this may convey weakness, insecurity, and timidity. First impression matters, and even if you are confident within, the world may not perceive you that way if you walk without an arm swing. Variation number 2, exaggerated forward and back swing. While it may work for the military style parades, it's not suitable for normal walk. This type of swing can make you seem rushed, impatient, and worse, it can lead to health issues such as increased wear of your knee and heels and create tears in your shin. The third variant is out and away arm swing, often linked with duck feet walking. This variation stems from a core issue again. not just a foot or leg problem. The arm swinging out and away from the body instead of forward and backward is because of the core instability. This walk might give off an impression of casualness, laziness, or the lack of purpose. And the final variation, which is the bent arm swing, is typically associated with power walking. It's not a potential health concern and is something people consciously do during exercises. So, now that you understand these variations, next time you're walking, take a moment to observe your own arm swing. The key is to have a slightly bent elbow, palms facing inwards, and swinging forward and backward to match the angle of your legs. A relaxed and natural arm swinging not only adds to your confident walk, but also contributes to your overall personal branding and wealth. As we conclude today's enlightening episode, I encourage you to apply these insights into your everyday walk. Remember, the way you carry yourself communicates volumes about your inner self. Stay tuned for more episodes on building brand you and delivering performance beyond expectations. Until then, keep practicing, keep refining, and keep smiling towards building that brand you. And together we'll deliver performance beyond expectation. Until then, keep smiling. Jai Hind. 9 seconds. I repeat, 9 seconds is all that you have to impress the person you're meeting for the first time. This 9-second rule is often referred to as the first impression rule. And that, as it suggests, is the window you have only about 9 seconds to impress someone on meeting them for the first time. This small window of time is so crucial as it sets the tone of how the other person is going to perceive you. The person you're meeting could be an executive interviewing you for a potential job, or it may be a customer, or it may be an individual of the opposite sex you're trying to impress. Join me, Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, Indian Air Force veteran, a performance augmenter, and your personal brand strategist. I will teach you how to build and cultivate your unique personal brand for success. So friends, are you ready to learn the 7 tips of how you can effectively utilize this 9-second window to make a lasting and powerful impression? Thus, approaching the interaction with a positive attitude is a must. This positive energy is contagious and makes you more likable. So let's get on to the first tip. The first tip is confident body language. As you approach someone, the 3SC rule comes into being. That is stand tall, stomach in, stride right, and chin level. A confident and open body language conveys self-assuredness, approachability, and it also reflects you're fully present in the now and attentive to the surroundings. Confidence is non-verbally conveyed through your body language even before a word is spoken. Remember, confidence is contagious too, and people are drawn towards those who radiate positivity. Having a good posture conveys confidence and authority. Tip 2. Look into the eye of the person you're interacting with. Maintain a comfortable and appropriate eye contact. It shows that you are interested to interact and want to positively engage with the person you're meeting. Eye contact establishes trust and shows your confidence. Again, this is a non-verbal process to keep the other person engaged. Tip 3. A genuine smile goes a long way in creating a positive connection. It shows that you are friendly and open to interaction, thus helping the other person to drop his defense. A warm smile can instantly create a positive atmosphere. It's inviting and indicates your approachability and eases the initial interaction stress the other person may also have. Obviously, the next tip, that's tip 4, is when meeting for the first time, introduce yourself. Use a clear and friendly tone. State your name and perhaps a small brief, relevant details about yourself. Ensure that you are loud enough so that the other person can hear you. 5th tip is To be used if the situation allows. Offer a firm handshake. This is a universally recognized sign of confidence and professionalism. When you shake hands, make it firm and confident. A limp handshake can give you the impression of weakness or disinterest. And a strong handshake can portray a self-assuredness. There is more in a handshake, and that's for a later date. Tip 6 is actually a no-brainer. But for the fact so many of you all get it wrong, dressing well indicates that you value the situation and the people you're meeting. Ensure your attire is appropriate for the context or the event. Dressing appropriately conveys professionalism, social awareness, and helps you stand out with an air of confidence around you. Tip 7, and the final tip is to learn how to make small talk. Prepare simple, open-ended questions or comments that can initiate conversation. Ask relevant questions or make positive comments. Small talk helps break the ice and create a comfortable environment to further conversation. Pay attention to what the other person is saying and respond thoughtfully. Active listening demonstrates respect and genuine interest. Please put away distracting things like your phone or your tab and other things. So friends, remember that the goal of the 9-second rule is not to fake who you are, but to present the best version of yourself authentically. It is about putting your best foot forward and making a genuine connection with the person you're meeting. Do join my webinars where we practically learn to incorporate these tips so that you can leave a positive and memorable impression. Check out my weekly episodes too on developing performance beyond expectation, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as we journey together to develop brand new and deliver performance beyond expectation. Jai Hind, friends. Welcome, friends. Have you realized the importance of your eyes and the power of eye contact? In today's competitive world, when you are facing interviews or interacting with a high-value customer, every second counts. In such situations, effective communication skills are critical. And one key aspect that can't be overlooked is your eye contact. It's not just about staring, it's about demonstrating involvement, confidence, and respect. However, we understand that maintaining eye contact can be a challenge when your nerves come into play. More so when you are the one being interviewed. I'm Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, an Indian Air Force veteran, a performance mentor, and I will guide you today on the right way of using your eyes and developing the power of eye contact. So, let's learn the effective way of keeping eye contact. This is where the triangle method steps in. It's a straightforward but yet incredibly effective technique that helps you maintain eye contact and present yourself confidently and likably during an interview or a customer interaction. Come, let's explore how mastering this technique can help you secure your dream job. Normally, we focus our attention on an individual during a prolonged discussion. Like in an interview, our eyes become wider than usual, and this is coupled with reduced blinking and becomes a stare. This can become quite embarrassing. So the key rule about eye contact you need to keep in mind is etiquettes require you striking a balance between maintaining eye contact and avoiding it from becoming a stare. Overly intense eye contact or staring comes across as intimidating or aggressive. Thus, it's perfectly acceptable to momentarily look away to gather your thoughts or show empathy. This can create a more comfortable interaction, but balance is the key. The triangle method is a process for maintaining eye contact naturally without being labeled as a stare. It involves shifting your gaze between the eye and the eyebrows of the person you're speaking with. Here is how it works. Begin with maintaining a relaxed eye contact with the person's eye for a few seconds. Shift your attention to the center of their eyebrow. Imagine there is a bindi on the forehead of that individual. Next, return your focus to their eyes. Repeat this process of alternating between the eye and the eyebrow. Eye and the eyebrow. Let's try this with an example. Look at the face on the screen. Presume it's the individual you are interacting with in a professional context. Say this complete sentence which is flashing on your screen, directly looking into its eye. In my opinion, there is a requirement of changing your thought process on the way we are approaching this problem, sir. Yes. Did you notice your eyes becoming wider? Now repeat the sentence starting first with the eye, then moving to the center of the eyebrow and back to the eye. Let's repeat the sentence once more. In my opinion, there is a requirement of changing your thought process on the way we are approaching this problem, sir. Is it not more relaxing? Try this exercise with a friend. You can feel the stare and how it changes into a relaxed interaction. Giving an impression can make the other person feel uncomfortable, especially if he or she is from the opposite sex. So, by transitioning your gaze between the eye and the eyebrow, you keep the conversation flowing without discomfort. The triangle method works wonders because it lets you maintain a natural eye contact which displays confidence, likability, and further showcases your genuine engagement. The study published in the Journal of Personality and Individual Differences has found that there is no doubt that the eye contact enhances perceived communication quality, but it also influences outcomes of negotiations. In a nutshell, the triangle method is the go-to strategy for mastering eye contact and showcasing confidence and likability during an interview. By following the eye contact etiquette and harnessing the triangle method, you can make an unforgettable impression and land on your dream job. As I sign off today, remember every moment matters in an interview or in a high-pressure negotiations. So practice and master the triangle method. Join my free webinar sessions where we practice and work out on strategies to build brand you and deliver performance beyond expectations. Jai Hind. Hello. Handshakes are common gestures used to greet and establish connections or indicate agreement between two individuals. Did you know there are various types of handshakes and they have different meanings associated with them? It also varies based on culture, social and personal factors too. So, it's important to be mindful of the cultural norms and the context in which you are offering a handshake. Join me, Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, an Indian Air Force veteran, a performance augmenter, and your personal brand strategist. I will teach you the right way of giving a professional handshake and build your unique personal brand for success. A professional handshake is the most commonly used handshake in today's corporate world. It's not limited to men only. It establishes a rapport between people during an interpersonal interaction. The situations where you use a professional handshake is, say, during an initial introduction between you and a stranger, or it could be on a meeting or in the interview or in an in-person job interview. It also could be used when you see other professionals or a colleague you haven't seen for a long time. But whatever it is, when someone extends their hand during business meetings, negotiations, industry events, or an interview, it is important to remember that a professional handshake is not an indicator of talent. However, a firm and confident handshake can leave a positive impression in a professional setting. Come, let's learn some tips to improve your professional handshake. So friends, the main goal of a professional handshake is to create a positive and respectful connection. This initial interaction can set the tone for how the further interactions progress. There are some points that you need to keep in mind to make this interaction effective. Number one, maintain body language. Practice proper body language by standing tall. Don't be overly stiff. Keep your shoulders relaxed and maintain an open posture. Remember the 3SC rule. If you are seated when someone approaches you for a handshake, stand up to greet them. It's a sign of respect and attentiveness, more so when it is a woman. Number two, be mindful of your hands condition. Ensure that your hands are clean and dry before engaging in a handshake. Avoid offering a sweaty, damp, or dirty hand. Avoid using your left hand in lieu. In most cultures, right hand is used for a handshake and considered right. Reserve your left hand for situations where you're not in a position to extend it. Do explain and apologize, say, sorry, I can't give you my right hand because it's dirty, or so, before engaging with a left hand shake. Number three, pay attention to the setting you are in. Adapt your handshake to the formality of the situation. A more formal setting might call for a more traditional handshake, while a casual setting may allow for a slightly more relaxed approach. Practice the timing by knowing when to initiate a handshake. That is, the appropriate moment, such as when you're introduced or when you're about to start a conversation, etc. Maintain a warm expression. A smile can help create a positive and friendly atmosphere during that handshake. Tip 4. Provide your full hand. Offer your whole hand, not the front tips of your fingers. Make sure that the webbing between your thumb and the index finger meets the other person's webbing and index finger. This gives a solid grip. A firm grip communicates confidence and professionalism. Avoiding gripping too tightly, as this may come across as aggressive. Hold your hand vertically during the handshake. This establishes equality and respect. Make sure to establish and maintain eye contact while shaking hands. This shows confidence. Try to match the energy, that is the vigor of the handshake, and the style of the other person's handshake without imitating it. This helps establish a bonding between the two people. Number 5, avoid being too limp or too strong. Strive for a balance between a limp handshake and a strong one. Striving for a balance between a limp handshake and an overly strong one. You want to convey confidence without making the other person uncomfortable. A handshake should last just about 2 to 3 seconds, and avoid holding it for too long, as it may become awkward sometimes. Tip number 6, be respectful of other person's personal space. While shaking hands, respect the other person's personal space, especially when interacting with the opposite gender. Avoiding getting too close or invading their personal bubble. Use the other person's name when introducing yourself, like saying, hello, Mr. So-and-so. It shows that you are focused on the interaction and attentive to the surroundings. Keeping these 6 tips in mind, practice your handshake with friends, family, or with colleagues. Get their feedback so as to improve your technique. Tailor your approach to the situation and the individual you are interacting while maintaining authenticity. Remember, a firm and confident handshake can leave a positive impression in a professional setting. The goal of a professional handshake is to create positive and respectful connections. So friends, do join me in my webinar where we practically learn to incorporate these tips so that you can leave a positive and memorable impression. And don't forget to like and subscribe as we journey together to develop, brand you, and deliver performance beyond expectations. Jai Hind. Hi friends, let me start by telling you all about an unusual incident that I encountered some time back. I was going up to my office on the 15th floor of the Statesman House, that's in New Delhi. It was a regular morning and all the lifts were running full. The lift I got into was fully packed. There was no space to move even a leg. In that jam-packed lift, a very elegant lady happened to be standing next to me. And as we were going up, I saw this lady suddenly hyperventilating. But she was showing visible signs of discomfort. Not wanting to be intrusive, I did not ask her if she was having any problem. As the crowd thinned in the lift, I could see in the mirror of the lift that she was breathing a little easy. The lift reached the 15th floor, and as I was getting out, she too got out. But when I looked at her face, it was flushed and she was sweating. I asked her, "Excuse me, lady, I hope all is well." She gently and sheepishly smiled at me and replied, I'm fine, but I have this problem. When unknown people stand too close to me, that is inside my personal space, I get these anxiety attacks." That's the time I realized the effect of intrusion into one's personal space and how it can affect an individual. So friends, knowing about this personal space and respecting it is very important, especially when we meet a new person and want to obtain a favorable impression. Join me, Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, an Indian Air Force veteran, as we understand the importance of respecting other person's personal space and building brand new. I'm sure most of you too would have noticed how people behave inside a crowded elevator or lift. The person standing next to you may be bang opposite your face, but pretends not to see you, or would pretend observing some non-existing thing on the ceiling of the lift. The reason people exhibit this peculiar or unusual behavior in a crowded space is due to a combination of various factors. Edward Hall was an American anthropologist and a social scientist who developed the concept of proxemics and studied how people behave and react in different types of culturally defined personal space, and coined the term proxemics way back in 1963. So, what is personal space? Personal space is often referred as that invisible bubble that surrounds each of us. It plays a vital role in maintaining our mental and emotional well-being. The COVID epidemic had forced us to be conscious about this space, but in a different way. But this invisible bubble each of us have developed was always there and will always be there in the future too. While it may seem like a simple concept, the importance of personal space cannot be overstated. One's personal space has both a physical and a psychological boundary. It is defined by the limits of our comfort zone. The size of one's personal space bubble can vary from person to person and from culture to culture too, but typically ranges from about 18 inches, that's about 1.5 feet, to about a meter, that's 3 feet in diameter. We Indians, by way of our culture, have a very special way to respect each other's personal space by using namaste as a way of formally greeting each other. It automatically helps maintain an arm's length distance, which is greater than 2 feet. Indians, while interacting with the opposite gender, tend to maintain even greater distance that is greater than 2 feet. But generally, 2 feet is the kind of global average for this bubble. And it is the safe distance one should keep from each other in a business or a formal setup. But in a corporate setup, where handshake is the kind of standard meeting and greeting action, we Indians tend to burst into each other's bubble by walking too close when doing a professional handshake, or stay too far, making it very formal. Some even grab each other's arm or shoulder and then start shaking their hand. This can be viewed negative depending on the person and in the cultural background he comes from. So the right and safe distance to be maintained when an arm is extended is about 3/4 of its full length. That is with the elbows slightly away from the body and palms facing vertical with the thumbs facing upward, so as to meet the other person's hand slightly above waist height, thus maintaining a distance greater than 2 feet, which is an arm's length from each other. This keeps you in that safe zone and helps meet each other as equal. As I sign off today, I want you all to watch TV news and look at how diplomats and dignitaries shake hands with each other during formal meetings and conferences. Try to notice that subtle power play of one-upmanship between them. See how the superior guy or the senior acts and how the junior acts. So friends, observe and practice and learn how to give a confident professional handshake, maintaining the personal space between each other so that you can showcase your brand. Join me in my free live webinar sessions where we practice and work on such strategies to build brand you and deliver performance beyond expectations. Jai Hind. Friends, do you know what the problem with us engineers is? We engineers have a mental block. We are biased. We think we know exactly what the customer needs and hence build those fancy stuff presuming that the customer will love it and buy it. So we feel there's no need for selling, as the stuff that we make will sell by itself because it's so very good. But the reality is not so. However, are you aware how much companies spend on advertisement and marketing to make their stuff sell? The advertisement spend in India is going to be around 1.5 lakh crores for 2023 and is growing at around 15.5%. And you know what the global spend for advertising and marketing in 2022 was? It was a staggering 738.5 billion USD. So if we engineers thought that we built such great self-selling products, why are people burning cash on advertisement and brand building? Think about it. I'm your friend, Group Captain Ranjit Isaac, an Indian Air Force veteran, and join me as we understand the importance of marketing in building your personal brand you. According to a Harvard Business study, there are about 30,000 new products introduced every year, and 95% of them fail in the market. Not because they were bad, it was because nobody knew about them. Thus, marketing spend becomes necessary. Customers will not come and buy just because you have built it. They need to be convinced to buy it, and which is not the belief of us engineers. This mental bias of engineers on the futility of marketing continues into their personal life too and affects their careers. Most engineers fail to see themselves as a product that requires marketing. Engineers are skeptical of branding, advertisement, and selling themselves because it seems superficial and irrational, as marketing is a combination of art and science and not purely logical as engineering. Branding, advertisement, and selling are part of marketing, and marketing is defined as a multifaceted discipline that connects the product with their target audience and create value for the customer. With a product failure rate of nearly 95%, making a product sell is harder than it looks. So is the case with young engineers in today's hyper-competitive world. It becomes even more important for engineers to market yourself to reach your dreams. And that is why young engineers need to learn how to brand themselves, advertise themselves, and sell themselves. That's why building your brand matters. Join my free webinar sessions where we practice and work on strategies to build brand you and deliver performance beyond expectations. Jai Hind.